Okay, let's look at simplifying some algebraic expressions. We have x over 3, which is the same as a third of x. We don't know what x is yet. X can be any specific number, and we just know that we have a third of it here, and plus 12. A third of x plus 12 equals 4 lots of x, so it would be like 4 of these little boxes, minus a half of x. So if the whole of x is this, a half of x would be there. That would be taking half of x away, minus 7. And this equation is balanced, so we only have numbers and x terms. There's no y terms or any other expression. So we know that this equation is solvable. So we just have to simplify it. Well, let's simplify it by putting all the x terms on one side of the equation and all the numbers on the other. How do we do that? Well, we do it one step at a time. Let's get rid of this minus 7 on this side and move it over to the other side of the expression. How could I get rid of a minus 7 here? Well, if I added 7 to both sides of the equation, I would get rid of the minus 7 on the left-hand side. So let's have a look. X over 3 plus 12 plus the 7 that I'm going to add to the left-hand side of the equation would equal 4x minus x over 2 minus 7 plus 7. 7 minus 7 is 0. So on this side I now have 4x minus x over x divided by 2. Because 7 minus 7 is 0. So this is what I have on my right-hand side of the equation. What do I have on my left-hand side? Well, here I have x over 3. 12 plus 7 is 19. So it's helped me a little bit. I've got only numbers on the left-hand side now. What I need to do now, though, is I need to get my third x over where all my other x's are. Well, how can I do that? Well, here I have plus x over 3. If I was to take away an x over 3 on this side of the equation and on this side of the equation, I'm allowed to do whatever I want as long as I do the same thing to both sides. So I'm taking away x over 3 to both sides of the equation. Why am I doing that? Well, here I have plus x over 3 plus 19, and here I have 4x minus x over 2. What happens here then? Well, here I have a third of x minus a third of x. That's going to go to 0. On the left-hand side of the equation, I'm just going to have 19. And on my right-hand side of the equation, I'm going to have 4x minus a half of x minus a third of x. Okay, what can I do now when I've actually got whole lots of x's and halves and thirds? Well, I actually have to try and get rid of the halves and thirds down here. And how can I do that? Well, I could get rid of half x by multiplying both sides of the equation by 2. And I could get rid of the third x by multiplying both sides of the equation by 3. So if I was to multiply both of these sides of the equation by the number 6 instead, I'd be able to get rid of both my 2 in the denominator here and the 3 in the denominator here. 3 times 2 is 6. So I'm going to leave the left-hand side of the equation as just 6 times 19 and see what happens when I multiply every expression for x here by 6. 6 times 4x, well, 6 fours are 24, so 6 lots of 4x would give me 24 lots of x. 6 times minus x over 2. Well, 6 times minus x would give me minus 6x. But it says divided by 2, and I have to keep that in. Minus x times 6 again would give me minus 6x, but in this expression it's divided by 3. So minus 6 divided by 2. So let's simplify this one more step. We need a little bit more space here. We can see that we have 24x Minus 6x divided by 2 would be minus 3x. Minus 6x divided by 3 would be minus 2x. So what we have here is 24x minus 5x. That would give me 19x. And let's go back to what we had here on the left-hand side. Because what we had here on the left-hand side was we had 6 times 19. Well, now we can easily find out what 1 lot of x is, because we know that 19 lots of x is 6 times 19. So to get what 1 lot of x is, we divide both sides of our equation by 19. We get 6 times 19 divided by 19 equals 19x divided by 19. 19 divided by 19 is 1. 19 here divided by 19 is 1. Anything divided by itself is 1. So we get that 6 equals x. So x equals 6. So we now have the answer for x. X equals 6. Or 6 equals x. Both are the same. So this is how we would work out these expressions. We would first try and get all our letters to one side and all our numbers to the other. So we're getting all the expressions collated on the right hand side here. 4x minus a half x minus a third x. We then expand both sides of our equation, multiply by, in this case, 6, to get rid of the fractions of x, because we can't do anything here when x is still as a fraction. Once we've done that, we now have an expression of 24x minus 3x minus 2x, giving us 19x equals 6 times 19. Divide both sides of our equation by 19, and we get x equals 6. So that's how we do that type of question. Best of luck.